on YouTube. They just came. So, okay. Okay, go. It's up to you.
Greetings, everybody. Assalamu alaikum and hello. I hope you all are doing well. So I can see, of course, the Honorable Queen, and we have Dr. Abhimanyu Mishra, Omber Singh, and Sir Raj Kumar Arora. A very good afternoon from Lahore, Pakistan to all of you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
So I am sure you all know that what is the purpose of this session that we are going to have every Wednesday. The sole purpose is to develop your English language skills, whether we like it or not, but this is an international language, and to grow and to be a better member of the global village, we need to be proficient in this language. First of all, in our own language, and then this language and the other languages. So before that, I make my own roadmap that whether I need to teach tenses or speaking skills or particularly writing skills, that includes letter writing and essay and stories and whatnot, I need to know where we stand. So today we are only going to have a question answer session, little discussion and chit chat. So when I will conversate with you people, I will be actually secretly analyzing the weak areas we all have, and then accordingly, I will devise my roadmap for the next month's session. So if we all agree to that, you can raise your virtual hand or just say, okay, so that I know that we're on, all of us are on the same agree. Thank you, Sabah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, that's great. All right, you talk about adults. So we don't basically teach them tenses and grammar. We can't do that. It's not advisable. How we teach is through talking, through practice, through reading and writing. And that works, you know, good for adults. But if we have, or if we are going to have children, that is from grade 1 till 8, then I will have to devise a different plan. So I would request all the members to let me know beforehand if there are younger children, kids in the session to learn English language, because then the strategy would be altogether different. Okay? So today I can only see adults, so I'll go accordingly. I would like to request all of you to please introduce yourself one by one in exact 3 to 4 lines, and just tell where are you from, your complete name, of course, and what are you doing currently, and why do you want to improve your English language skill. So I don't know, we can start from Dr. Namita. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Good evening and good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm Professor Dr. Namita Rajput, teaching in University of Delhi for last 30 years. And I'm an author and a trainer of POSH and POXO. That is, I take training for gender sensitization in schools and colleges.
All right,
that's what I'm. Yeah.
Just wonderful. Thank you so much. I can see that you have no need to improve or work further on your English language skills, as you seem very much proficient, but thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Thank you. That's encouraging for me too. And now maybe we can have something from our dear Sabah Khalid. Hello.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, I am Sabah Khalid from Lahore, Pakistan. I am an assistant professor at GC University Lahore, Government College University Lahore, and I teach physics there. I'm PhD in plasma physics. So I'm also a mother of 3 kids. So that's all about me.
All right. And Sabah, you also seem quite good in your English language skills. Why did you join this session then?
just to see whether I'm good or not.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Well, there is a quiz coming up, so you will come to know.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
You're welcome. Omber Singh, sir, can you please say something about yourself?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ombir Singh from Roorkee, India. I'm a school teacher and I've been teaching 11th and 12th standard students for the last 28 years. And this year, particularly, I've been given one section of class 8 standard, and that is, making me sweat all the time. I'm more nervous teaching class 8 standard students because this is something I'm doing for the first time in my life. Why I'm on this particular meeting is because I got interested as a teacher of English language. There is something to learn every day for everyone, isn't it? And teaching of English language in a Hindi speaking area to the students who come from absolutely mediocre background is a real Herculean task. Even after having spent almost 12 years in a formal educational institution, our children are unable to put 5 sentences together in English language. Then the mother tongue interference and trying to equate English sounds with Hindi sounds, with so many factors, particularly the communication skills in English, as far as our students are concerned, it's miserable, absolutely miserable. So I'm always looking forward to gain some techniques which can help me in improving the communication skills of my students. So that's why I am here on the meeting.
And of course, as we all can not see but hear, that you are proficient, quite proficient in your, you have very good command over this language. But we will come back to this point that because you have actually brought us to another topic for discussion, these strategies, how to teach. Yeah, not the teaching itself, but how to teach. So, but we'll come down to that later. So we can see Dr. Abhimanyu Mishra, sir.
First of all, good evening from India. This is Dr. Abhimanyu Mishra, principal of a renowned institution of India. And I'm the vice president of All India Principal Association, Bihar, one of the state of India. I am here and I want to learn that how my sister, Mehvish Sultana, teaches us. I want to know that how my honorable and respected sister Sultana have package of that knowledge, have lots of fragrance of English communication skill, so that I too give this video to my teachers, to my students, so that they should get benefit and they will speak English like my honorable respected sister Sultana. I have
all right, thank you so much.
From Pakistan, that is Javeria Rana. She's also a great teacher of English and she's now in Canada. So my honorable sister, I am here to learn from you, learn English, that please shower the knowledge of English on me, my friends, and my teacher also.
Well, thank you very much. So, Mr. Mishra, would your students be joining us today or in the next sessions?
Yes, of course. And
okay.
My honorable brother Omvir Singh belongs to Ocean Manthan group, where I am also a member. Thank you, Omvir sir, and please convey this message to.
Thank you to you, sir, for sharing this link with us and providing us with this opportunity to be part of the global community and learn something from someone.
Okay, now with the permission of our queen, I would like to suggest something now. As we have had this discussion with our members, so now there are two options. Option number one, that either we start teaching the basics of English language to the speakers of Hindi and Urdu language, But as we see that the members that we have here are already good in English, but they actually want to know the way to teach English language to people who are weak in it. So should we talk more on how to teach or to teach? Because the strategy, for example, if I talk about myself, so I can proudly say that I wouldn't say the pioneers, but yes, in my school, I have coined in quite a lot of interesting ways to teach English language, and they send me to different cities to introduce those ways because people normally don't follow them. And as Mr. Singh said, that even after learning English for years and years, our students are not able to write a correct paragraph, or to create interest in them for English language. So either we can talk about that in the upcoming few sessions, that how to make the teaching of this language interesting, engaging, that they don't feel pressurized, but they start having fun with it. So I am a teacher. So normally I also got an award from my school, which was English with Fun. So that's the award they gave me. Or I can start with the basics of English language teaching you. That includes Ombir, Sabha, Dr. Abhimanyu, who are already very good, Dr. Namita, Sir Raj Kumar, pronoun and conjunctions. And what do you think? What do you suggest, guys? Please, you can either be vocal, articulate your opinion, or you can send it through text messages here.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity, my sister. First of all, I must congratulate everybody that what a global platform we are developing in Successful One, that person is teaching from Pakistan and people are learning in India. So, it's a kind of brotherhood we should always develop. Anyways, when we talk about learning, I believe my opinion is that, if you start with the strategies of teaching, that will be much better, because everyone who's joining this course, they can teach further, like Sir Abhimanyu Mishra. He's already the principal in the school. So if we start learning the strategies of teaching further, he can bring in more teachers with us, and they can also start learning in the same from you. Will be great. Lot of teachers will be created. And for especially if you want to create for learning from the basic, I believe we can have another session with that. That is my opinion to you.
Okay, thank you very much for your opinion. If we could have more opinions on that, then we will carry on. We will then devise our roadmap. So Mr. Singh and Ms. Khalid and Mr. Mishra and the Queen herself, Mr. Kumar has given his opinion that we should go on with these strategies to begin with, how to make this language more interesting and fun for our students. And that is basically then this course or this session would aim at teachers and not students.
In my I was sorry. Then we will see with the others. But in my opinion, when we opened this class, was to teach really to people the English language, because we have, and especially we have several people in India, Pakistan, and all that, they cannot really express themselves in English. So this course was for these people to really learn English and be at ease and communicate with the others in English language. At the same time, it is very interesting because we have so many teachers here. They want to learn more and how to become a teacher and teach better their children. I really believe that we have to start from the beginning. Then even our teachers who want to teach the children will know from where to start, from the basis. Even for a teacher, when he will start to teach the others, he has to teach for the beginner.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is what I think. Even if we are teaching our teachers, we have to start for like we have beginners, because our teachers will also learn how to transmit this knowledge to them, how to teach their students. And
Yeah,
at the
that
same
would come in
time, it will
strategy.
benefit the others who are also beginners. So it will benefit everyone. I don't know how what our people are here are thinking, what they think about that. But for example, Abhimanyu, he has to improve his English, and he has so many children, fantastic children. They are my children also. And so at the same time, he is learning, and he will transmit this knowledge to them. And also our Amber Singh, he can speak very well English, so we have nothing to teach him. But why not to help him what is the strategy for the beginners, and how to teach the children and people who are beginners. I don't know, sister, it's up to you. You are the professor, it's your classroom, organize it as you wish. So
all right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's have opinion from Mr. Singh, Ms. Khalid, and dear Betty is here as well. Welcome, Betty.
Yes, ma'am, that's very important. Teaching the teachers is very, very important, because that is the need of the hour. Because when we have taught students for years and years, and still the students are unable to improve their communication skills, or effective speaking or correct writing, then there is something fundamentally wrong, actually. Most teachers become teachers because they had no other choice. And possibly I'm one of them, because it was never my first choice. And I did not become a teacher of English language because I was good at it. It was because I was bad in mathematics. For every other competition, mathematics is a part of it. So I had to look for something where I will not have to face mathematics. And then I found that if I want to become a teacher of English language, I can say bye-bye to maths forever. And that is how I became a teacher of English language. But then, this profession, teaching students, it pushed me into a lot of brainstorming and thinking as to how it's different, because speaking English is a different thing, and teaching English is a different thing. Majority of teachers, forget about the students. When I ask my students something very basic, like how many alphabets do we have in English language, all of them answer 26. Then I have to tell them, we have just one alphabet in English language. It contains 26 letters. We don't have 26 alphabets. So even the basics, even majority of teachers would say that there are 26 alphabets, but it's not alphabets, it's the letters. There are 26 letters. Alphabet is one alphabet, A to Z. And then, there are 44 sounds, the vowel sounds, the consonant sounds, and the correct articulation of sound. And what we fail in effecting in our classroom is an effective way of listening. We go on teaching, and teaching. The students do not listen. And if they are not good listeners, they can never be good speakers. So this is one area which needs a lot of strengthening. So I would like a bit of discussion on how to achieve good listening on the part of the students to be part of this program. And of course, interesting facts about English language which we can pass on to the children, and some funny things, or how we can get connected to the children, from heart to heart, and become a real teacher for them.
Got it. I got it. So I've got a few points from you, and I am writing them down as well. Thank you so much for your input. And dear Betty, would you like to say something on it? Okay. Ms. Khalid, would you like to give your input, whether we should go for the teaching strategy or the basics of ABC?
It's very nice discussion going on here. I would like to add that I'm not particular from my point of view, like I'm a teacher, but my major is not English. So sometimes I feel I feel myself a little bit lower in communication in English. Like we come across new words, how to pronounce them. So I feel ashamed when pronouncing in my class. So I'm a little bit reluctant how to pronounce them. And secondly, how to encourage and my students that they communicate in English. So it is not like basic ABC or much advanced type like the teaching strategy. So it we have the good knowledge of English, but we want to be fluent about it and want to command over it. So
Right.
I think so this is my priority. So how to encourage the students, like I can talk to them in a very easy way, so they don't feel ashamed of speaking with me, like they are from very mediocre background, someone from a very village or far away areas. So they are, when coming to university, the first thing which they are reluctant about is the speak in English. So they study English, they learn English in English, but they don't speak English. And same is the concern with me, like I'm not very much fluent in English. I'm good in English, I can teach in English, but I'm not very much fluent, like I can't speak English while in a restaurant, while at some party. So I need to know the knowledge of a few other more vocabulary of that type.
Hmm.
I have vocabulary concerned to my subject, but so this is my concern, like that's why I joined this session. So
Okay.
and I respect all everyone's opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
And we have one more member, Ida. I'm very sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. So I think that we can conclude it like this, with the permission of our queen, that every Wednesday we can have one session for the strategy of English language teaching. That is that, starting from the micro teaching and micro and macro both. And then we are going to teach English language itself. We are going to talk about the parts of speech. We are going to talk about how to write, how to read, and how to be a good listener, and how to do comprehension and all that, and vocabulary and the other things which are part of English language. And on alternate in alternate way we can do this thing so that everybody can take benefit. And I think I can see the consent in shape of a beautiful heart. But because today we have most of the teachers with us, so and we are about to end the session too, unfortunately. So I would like to ask you all a question, as most of you are teachers. And dear Sabah Khalid, don't you worry. We in the next session, that is on Wednesday, I am going to teach English language, few good words of vocabulary, which would help you. That is called English for specific purposes. That is English language for a teacher that can be used in her classroom. And I would like to say, when you said that you feel ashamed, so as a teacher, we are human beings, of course, and like if I don't know the meaning of a word, or I don't know how to pronounce a word, so I say it, gee, I wonder what is this word? I'm so sorry. Can you help me? And that actually motivates the student. Oh, the teacher does not know, and she has asked for my help. And all of them would suddenly, whether they have mobiles or dictionaries, would open up, and it would be a sort of competition that who would help the teacher in the first place, be the winner of that. So my question to all of the teachers is, when you come in the class and introduce a topic, or you, for example, today is your English language class and you have to teach homophones. So how would you start? What is the very first thing that you're going to do after greeting and assalamu alaikum and hello and namaste, cheers, ciao? What is the thing that you're going to do? So your topic is homophones. Would you go to the whiteboard? Would you say something to them? Would you ask them to take out the book and look at the lesson of homophones? So the experienced teachers, we have them here. We have parents who teach their their children. Please tell me. Ji Abhimanyu, your teachers, what have you noticed? I'm sorry, I was about to start in Urdu. So when your teacher has to start with a lesson of English language, what's the first thing she does after greeting the students?
first thing, yes, first thing they do that they take feedback, previous knowledge from the students. The very first thing, for example, if my teacher is teaching any topic, for example, tense, okay, so they take feedback from the students whether they have knowledge of verb or not, forms of verb or not. If my teacher understands that yes, my students have the knowledge of the form of verb, it means that they can understand my topic tense easily. After that, they means that write a topic, है ना, in a very creative way. My teachers introduce the topic. After that, they describe and in which and so on. They carry over the class.
All right, thank you very much. And anybody else who would like to add, how do you go about? So Sabha, you are a teacher. Omber Singh, so you are a teacher. Hello, Anjali. How do you start off with your session in the classroom?
Yes, I will definitely, after greeting my students, I will speak two sentences or something in which I will use homophones. And after that, I will ask the students, so what does they mean? The same words, but in the two different sentences, you speak this, listen the same words, but they mean the different things. So in this way, I will introduce a topic to them, and then I will go to boards. I don't rely on the board at all. I'm very weak in that, and I don't like that to start writing on the board and so on, so on. So I just communicate with the students. So
right.
whether I'm, yes, thank you so much.
All right, and Anjali and Sir Omber Singh?
In order to introduce the topic in a class of students, I think when it's homophones, I'll give them two sentences. One is, the ball was thrown in the water. And the second sentence is, the throne of Vikramaditya was known as the judgment seat of Vikramaditya. And I'll ask the students to write the spelling of throne as used in the two sentences, and then illustrate the meaning of these two different words, which are sounded in a similar way. And then we can illustrate more examples with the help of the children itself, and we can go ahead with the lesson.
Right. So basically what you all talked about is prior knowledge. So as teachers, I'm sure you are aware of PPP. If you do know what is PPP, please raise your hand. Or you can just say, yes, we know it. Hello, hello, hello. Do you all know what is PPP in teaching?
No idea, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So basically it is, there are 3 Ps in any language teaching or in any teaching for that matter. That is presentation, practice, and production. This was till a few years back. Now there are 4 Ps. So as Abhimanyu said, and as you all said, you're going, so what Abhimanyu, not previous knowledge, the prior knowledge. You're trying to gather the background knowledge of the students related to the topic. According to the modern way of English language teaching, we do not say homophones, the word, until you have taught it. Do not say homophones anywhere for the first 10 to 12 minutes, actually. So the first P now is prepare. You prepare the ground for the teaching of homophones. So as Mr. Singh said that he's going to say a few sentences. So yes, if it is me, I would say, okay, Sarah, can you please go right and write? Or I would just say, please go and write. All right. Or can you see the sea in the blue sea? And I have showed them an image now, so they will be confused. And I can say that, okay, we're going to have riddles today. Today, there will be no teaching. We're going to have fun. So I want you to go and find that sea. So you're preparing the brain for the topic, but yet you haven't said it. So that's the first P, to prepare the ground. Abhimanyu, particularly you, for your teachers, it is very important that they should know, being teachers of Urdu or English language or science or any subject, the 4 Ps. So the first P is prepare, gathering the prior knowledge of the students on that particular topic without saying the topic itself. You don't say, okay, I'm going to check if you know homophones, or do you know what is C and C and C? I said C 3 times. So do you know we call them homophones? We're not going to say that. No, no, no. The second P is the presentation. Now, where does the presentation comes and what does presentation mean? Presentation mean is presenting the topic to the students. Now, you prepared the mind, you asked them a riddle and the students are confused. What does she mean? I want you to find that C. Okay, so okay. Now, as Mr. Singh said, now you will write the sentences or the riddles or whatever you have in your mind on the board and let them see. And then you give them some time and think on it. And then they will, oh. So there are 3 types of twos, TWO and TOO and TO. Oh, there are 3 types of C, the letter C and the C, SEA and SEE. And you are pushing them to come up that you're not telling them homophones. You're talking to a student of grade 1 or 2 or 3. They don't know what is a homophone. So they would say, okay, I don't know, but oh, you tried to confuse us. There are 3 words. So when we heard them, they just sounded same. But when you wrote them, they have different spellings. Oh, really? That's what you notice? So on the side, side of the board, you're writing them down where they're saying all the opinions, right and wrong, stupid and senseless, any kind of comment which is coming from any kind of child, you write it on the board. And then this is presentation. And in the latest way of teaching, the 21st way of teaching, that is student-centered teaching, the teacher does not present the topic. So far, whatever is coming is from the student, because the 21st teaching say that it has to be student-centered. So I gave them the riddle, they solved it or didn't solve it, but they were trying. You wrote them on the board and you took their point of view, and right or wrong, you were writing them on the board around the topic. And then you go, now is the time that you tell them and you highlight the correct ones. Okay, when you said it, teacher, so I heard the same word time and again. I heard, they would of course say in this kind of language, I heard the same word time and again. So you, okay, heard the same sound. They have, when you wrote it on the board, I can see they have different spellings. Basically, you will come down with the definition of homophone, but it would come from the student. That is the presentation. So we are done with 2 Ps. You prepare the brain, that is taking the prior knowledge. You presented the topic, but the teacher did not present the topic. The teacher should not present the topic. You help the students come up with that. And then is the practice. So then you still haven't said, Abhimanyu, the word homophone. We are done with the presentation. The 2nd P is done. Even now, I'm not going to say, so do you know there are homophones? Oh, no. So do you know any other word which sound the same but have different spellings? And somebody may say, Miss, in Urdu, we have the word now, which means boat, and the English word now, N-O-W now, because that happened with me. So, okay, you write Urdu wala now, kashti, boat, and you write the English wala now, N-O-W now. And then you, okay, think, both words can be in English. And then they might say, okay, 8, and the number 8. So few examples would come, few would be correct, few would be, incorrect. You write all of them on board, and at the end, you circle the correct ones. Now, this is practice going on. And then at the end, you tell them after the practice, these are called homophones. And by this time, they're having fun. They're not having a class. This is not a lecture going on. They think it's all about riddles. And then you give them some interesting task. Go in the playground and find if you can see homophones. Go, come on, starting from air and leaf and floor and everything. Look at things and see if you can find a word that is similar to it. Again, they're on their toes and they're not sitting on their benches. They're moving around, so their brains are active and they're working. So that is called the practice. They will come up, the practice part. They will come back, they will come up with correct answers and incorrect answers. And that, what they show you is called production. Okay, teacher, I went outside and I found this and this. And I found this and this, and I think they sound the same, but they have different spellings. And that is the production part. In old way of English teaching, presentation was done by the teacher, like I am doing. The practice was done by the teacher. She would prepare a worksheet. She would give the worksheet. Okay, I've taught you homophones. This is the definition. Now this is the worksheet. Do the worksheet. So I did the practice. And the third thing is production. They wrote the answers on the worksheet. I marked it right, wrong, right, wrong. And to some extent, the production was also done by the teacher, but now no more. Because I have done CELTA, that is a certification from Cambridge. And that is an English language certification for adults. It is very valuable for English language teachers, among the most prestigious certifications that you can have for English language teaching from Cambridge. And it tells us that the presentation, the first one, prepare the brain, presentation, practice and production, all 4 P's should come from the student. And if you ensure that the 4 P's come from the student, it means that your session or your teaching was successful. I just started talking now because I had to introduce you this thing. But if you notice that in the first 40 minutes of our session, basically, I was just gathering more and more from you, because teacher talk time in a classroom should only be 20%. In CELTA, when we were doing CELTA and when they were examining us, people from Cambridge, that we had examiners, if your TTT, teacher talk time, these are the terms that the teachers or the heads of the teachers must know. You must know TTT, that is teacher talk time, because these are the terms we use at a higher level in universities or the heads use with their teachers. If the TTT exceeds 20%, you're not certified, you don't get your certificate. So the teachers talking time, TTT, should only be 20%, and the 80%, right or wrong, does not matter, has to come from the student. In your timetable, you planned to teach homophones in 30 minutes or in one session, but because you followed the certified way or the 21st century way of teaching, and you had to take it to 2 sessions, that's okay. But teaching it in an old fashion, that is everything coming from the teacher, and you did it in your one session, that you presented the topic, you gave them the worksheet, which you prepared, and you checked it, and you think that they're done with it, that is not the right way or the correct way of teaching. So that was something I thought is interesting for you people to know, that today I introduced 2 terms, the 4 P's and the 3 T's. Anybody would like to repeat what are the 4 P's and the 3 T's? And if you knew about it, anyone? Hello, wakey, wakey. Abhimanyu, you look confused. Let me repeat. So when we talk about the 4 P's, that is P for parrot, you prepare the brains, first of all. That can be an interesting picture. I normally start with poems. So my signature style of teaching is that I always start with a poem. I will share my lectures in few days. Till grade 5, I teach everything with poem. So when I have to check the prior knowledge, either it is riddles or a poem. And then, of course, when we come down to the presentation, that I have to actually talk about homophones or the verb to be or the rhyming words or the perfect tense. So it is never done by the teacher. It is again done by the students on board, taking their opinion. Another way Mr. Singh would like it, maybe, if you have heard about snowstorm opinion. Does anybody know about the snowstorm opinion? Anyone? Snowstorm opinion? Nobody. Okay. Can I tell then if nobody knows? Or I don't know if you can hear me. Am I audible? I'm talking
yes,
to you.
yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Ms. Sultana. You're very much audible, and we are spellbound.
Oh, I'm honored. Okay, so the snowstorm opinion is, it works very well, Sabah, for the higher classes, because the older the student is, the more conscious they are about whether I would give, if my answer is right or wrong. What if the teacher says wrong? So they're very conscious about it. Even children are. So they are afraid to give an answer because they are scared if their answer is right or wrong, whether a teacher or any of their friend would make fun of them. So normally what I do is I ask them to write the answer or the opinion on a piece of paper. So always use recycled paper, one side used. They are best for them. So take all the pieces of paper in any shape, even a bit of paper or a full or a half or whatever, bits of paper, write their answer on it. And you choose one table, chair, or a board, or just throw them in the air. So normally, because we use white papers in the copy, so it's called a snowstorm. There are two ways of doing it. So when the storm, so they are like hails. So they're all up in the air. And then you tell the students to go and run and pick up 2 or 3 and then read out the answers. It works. It goes very well with the senior classes. Till grade 8, I know I haven't taught lucky Sabah, who's teaching the university students. I wish I could do that. So never happened with me. Till grade 8, they are very enthusiastic and excited when you throw all the bits and they come up with the answers and they show their answers, and not their answer, it is somebody's answer, right? This is called a snowstorm opinion because their answers, their name is not written. So I got 3. So, okay, somebody has written homophones are like verbs. Okay, homophones are blah, blah, blah. Whatever the answer is, nobody is ashamed. And you get so many opinions. And at time, beside having the correct answer, because these are students with deeply fertile minds, they come up with amazing things as well. An amazing perspective, a totally new perspective for the same topic. The other way is that you exchange the snowstorm with one group of student to another group of student, and it can go well with the question also. So I have totally lost from where I started, why I talked about the snowstorm. But when you are at the stage of production, normally we use this thing at the stage of production. Once you have taught a topic, you have introduced it with the help of students, and now you want to see they're done with the worksheet or whatever, which normally we never do that in modern way of teaching. We don't give worksheets. Teachers never ever should make worksheets. So then you just ask them, whatever you have learned in 1 or 2 sessions, write it on a paper and let's have a snowstorm. And then you come to know if more than 80% of the bits of paper have correct answers on it, you don't know from whom it is coming. But if more than 80%, then your lecture was successful. And if you find that most of the answers are incorrect on that piece of paper, means you have to redo the session without pointing at particular student that he was wrong, he was right, he was wrong, he was right, he used excellent English language, he was quite weak in the grammar. Nobody is coming in limelight and nobody would be ashamed if they're coming up with wrong answer. So that is snowstorm, very useful for quiz, very useful at the production stage, very useful when you are gathering prior knowledge of any topic. Well, I'm basically done. If there's any question, please go ahead and ask. And welcome Zoya. And we have two more people, which I am unfortunately not able to pronounce. Guys, I'm done.
The session was quite interesting, especially the 4Ps, the 3Ts, and the snowstorm type strategy. So I will definitely try to get things in my students. Thank you so much. It was very interesting.
Thank you for your encouraging remarks. Thank you so much. And I wish if you could hear something from Anjali Kumari and Zoya Khan and Lady and Ida, if they can hear us. You can always give your feedback or your answer in the chat box. Hello, 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 guys. Wakey, wakey. Peekaboo, cuckoo. Anybody home? Yes, Zoya, you can please give your comments. Am I audible? Can you guys
Yes,
hear
you
me?
are. Very, very clear, very clear. Very
Okay,
clear and
Zoya,
very
so
interesting.
thank you. Zoya, if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself, I'm sure. I'm sure that the administrator has not muted everybody. If it is so, oh, thank you. Thank you, Zoya. My dear Queen, have you muted? Who has the...
No, they can unmute themselves anytime.
Okay.
There's no
All
limit.
right. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's come. Thank you very much, Ida. I'm extremely sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. So the next session, if we have most of the younger children in our session, then we would have a little chit chat with them so I can see which level of English language I need to start with, starting from the scratch or pre-intermediate. But if we have most of the teachers like you people, then I would like to start with the classroom, the setting of the classroom. I'm sorry, Zoya. The way our classrooms are designed, at least here in Pakistan, that is the most, or you can say the least practical design of classrooms. And I have come up with few ideas in which you can take the most advantage, the best advantage of each and every wall, each and every window of your classroom, which does not mean pasting things on them. No, you will be very happy and glad to know how you can make better use of your walls and tables and dustbins in the next session. That is, if we do not have students of Dr. Abhimanyu, because if we have children, then we would be talking about English language itself. If there would be no children and it is you people, then we would be talking about the strategies, and we would talk about English for specific purposes. That is for teachers, for Sabah, Khalid, and Abhimanyu. So we will talk about vocabulary and few common mistakes that we make, which I have observed now while we speak. Well, then I think I would like to sign out.
Before you sign out, I would like to follow the traditional protocol, delivering the vote of thanks. Ms. Mehvish, it was really heartwarming session taken by you. And it was so very nice to hear someone from a country where Urdu is the most popular language, because Hindi and Urdu are like two sisters.
Yeah.
So someone, a mentor coming from an Urdu speaking background and talking to us in such beautiful accent and intonation is really encouraging that we can also do it, and we can make our children also do the same thing. Somebody from America or somebody from Britain, if they speak, all right, it's difficult to get connected, but somebody from our own background has come up to this level. It's really heartwarming, and I wish to place on record my heartfelt sense of gratitude to you. And I'm looking forward to. I'm eagerly looking forward to the next session. And from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to take these 4 Ps and 3 Ts into my classrooms. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
please
so much.
do share it with other teachers as well. They should know these terms.
I've been part of the teachers training program in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangatham on a number of occasions. I keep organizing workshops for teachers also. So it has enriched me. It was an extremely enriching experience, and it will create like what you say, a ripple effect. It will go far. It
Inshallah.
will go far. Thank you. Thank you
God
so
willing,
much.
yes. God willing, yes. Thank you very much. Zoya, to improve your vocabulary, when people from Pakistan, India, or China or Japan go to England or France or the Scandinavian countries, and they have no background of that language, but within a year or two, they become fluent, and that is only by listening. That is only by listening. They don't have access to books. They don't, because they're not educated people. I'm talking about people who are not educated and go to countries and, the work as workers. So how do you learn that particular language and how do you enhance your vocabulary is by listening. So when you listen, you learn more. And as I always say I've said this thing in my earlier sessions at the same forum, that if you listen to BBC or CNN, that doesn't help. I'm sorry to say this thing, but that does not help, because they have their own jargons. Jargon is, or register, that is higher language or language particularly related to their field, journalism or politics. So if you want to enhance your vocabulary and to know how to say this simple sentence in English language, then you need to watch cartoons. And because in cartoons, children are talking to each other and the background or the setting is of school or home or playground, people sitting in the TV lounge or quarreling. So watch cartoons, one episode for a week, listen to it time and again, even if you're driving and you download an episode and you don't have to watch it, just pods or, the earphones, and keep listening. You would see how easily and unconsciously you would grapple most of the words. The best cartoons for this thing is, I would type it, and I taught English language to many people through these cartoons. Bend and let me type it. Please watch one of the episode, Holly's Little Kingdom. If any one of you want their children to have a very good English accent and want them to improve English language without any effort, trust me, choose one episode and just play it in your TV lounge. You don't have to make them sit for 2 hours. You just play these cartoons and you're listening to it unconsciously. It is going in the back of your mind, and you would see after a month, their accent would unconsciously automatically develop and they would have grasp over this language. Just watch one episode. They always come up with some, moral lesson based cartoons. They always have a very good message in it. And these cartoons have been tailored specifically to teach English language. That is why they use very simple sentences which we need to use in our daily life. And with that, I would like to say Allah Hafiz and goodbye. And I wish all of you a very good evening. Thank you, dear Queen, for giving me the chance and the podium to share knowledge with everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sister, you are just amazing. I love your energy, your knowledge, your experience. You are just an amazing woman. And I enjoy this session. I hope all our people here enjoy also our session. I just want to remind to all of the people present here that it will be always the same link. So next week, next Wednesday at the same time, 3 p.m. Pakistan, 4:30 India, 12 Europe. So you can use the same link. So thank you very much to all of you. Thank you to our professor. Amazing session. And thank you, and have a wonderful and blessed day, and see you next week. So my number, okay, then I can add you. Yes, I will put my number on the chat, then I can add everyone in the group, then you can miss no other session. Okay, just send me a message, I will add you to the group. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Bye. And if you need anything, we are also online on YouTube. You can go to the page of Success World One and see the our Professor Mehvish Sultana teaching English. Thank you. Bye-bye.